This is Scarecrow. He is a 20-year-old male. He lives in a field and protects a farmer's crop from crows. Scarecrow was traveling the yellow brick road and fell, resulting in traumatic brain injury, or TBI. Currently, he needs minimal to moderate assistance throughout his day to stay safe.
Scarecrow is 2 months post-injury, sought out occupational therapy services because he wishes to return to work on the farm for financial reasons. The farmer refuses to allow him to go back to work until he demonstrates safe working habits. He complains of not being able to restuff his straw and that currently other people are having to help him. Scarecrow is very helpful to everyone he meets. He takes pride in his job of protecting the cornfields from crows. Scarecrow is very outgoing and enjoys talking to strangers. He is currently able to communicate and demonstrates full range of motion as well as his prior muscle strength. We have chosen to follow the Dynamic Interactional Model, DIM for short. In Scarecrow's case, this model fits his needs because it looks at all of the components of cognitive processing. This model is not deficit-based and looks at his current strengths to improve his function. Joe and Taglia created the DIM model in 1998. The model was originally created to assist clients who had a neurological condition following an accident. This model expanded on traditional cognitive rehab so the client could generalize what they have learned into their everyday lives.
The DIM uses cognition and educational psychology to create strategies for the client to improve upon self-awareness. Strategies can relate to activity demands, environmental, and personal factors. When these strategies are utilized, the activity is graded so that it becomes the just right challenge for the client.
This model looks at the interaction between the person, task, and environment. Person factors that will be assessed include how the person processes information while doing tasks, the environment factors including external feedback provided to the client, and task components as they relate to their complexity and the level of generalizability into the client's life. Through the DIM, we use the dynamic assessment to look at a functional task. We want to assess the interaction between person, environment, and the activity to change occupational performance. The process of observation and interview is ongoing throughout the intervention process to evaluate change in performance. For Scarecrow, the assessment will look at his ability to complete a grooming task in determining his safety awareness while at work. Through an interview with Scarecrow, we will learn his self-perception of his ability to complete tasks. Through observation, we can identify conditions that inhibit or facilitate performance. Scarecrow expresses lack of confidence in his ability to groom and return to work safely. When performing these tasks, he demonstrates decreased safety awareness. He often walks too close to fire and has had a few close calls. When he attempted to climb his pole, he did not place the ladder securely on the ground. It was observed that he was unaware that his straw was falling out of the seams of his shirt. When Scarecrow does attempt to restuff his straw, he puts straw in the wrong places. Scarecrow attempts to restuff his straw at inappropriate times, such as when the farmer is burning his fields. It was also observed that Scarecrow sometimes used moldy straw to stuff himself. Scarecrow becomes easily frustrated when he is confused and unable to complete a task. When attempting to groom, Scarecrow expresses frustration by stomping, kicking the dirt, and throwing his hat on the ground. If Scarecrow can't remember the next step while working, he gives up and walks away. A goal that Scarecrow and the therapist decided upon is Scarecrow will demonstrate increased safety awareness to return to work by 2 months. To show safety awareness, Scarecrow will demonstrate being able to safely climb his pole. He will be able to gather all the equipment required to climb the pole and complete the correct chronological steps.
Another goal that Scarecrow would like to work towards is Scarecrow will independently groom each morning within 4 weeks. For Scarecrow, grooming only consists of restuffing his straw. If he doesn't adequately restuff himself, he will lose the ability to perform all of his everyday tasks. Role reversing can help increase Scarecrow's self-awareness. The therapist will perform Scarecrow's grooming and work activities. Scarecrow will point out errors and why they occurred. Next, Scarecrow will be videotaped grooming and working. He will view himself and identify challenges and strategies for improvement. This will increase his current performance. The transfer continuum will gradually increase Scarecrow's ability to self-monitor. We decided a self-talk strategy would be most appropriate because Scarecrow enjoys talking. By gradually increasing task complexity while utilizing self-talk strategies, he will be able to generalize what he has learned to other tasks. We decided to modify Scarecrow's work environment. He currently uses an extension ladder that leans up against the pole. Because this ladder has 2 legs, it does not have a broad base of support. To modify this work task, we will replace the extension ladder with a platform ladder, which has 4 legs. This will allow Scarecrow to safely climb his pole with less risk of falling. The last intervention will consist of educating Scarecrow's employer about Scarecrow's condition. This would include his safety precautions and the possibility of additional cueing for Scarecrow to complete tasks at work. Therapists will collaborate with the farmer to identify his areas of concern around the farm and possible modifications as needed. This protocol followed a stage of intervention strategies where each phase used the same information processing strategy, but the task components were increased in complexity. Like the transfer continuum intervention, this study suggests that the approach is effective in increasing both client self-awareness and independence in activities. Lucas and Fleming supports the use of feedback strategies to improve self-awareness of performance. This article suggests many approaches to feedback. For Scarecrow, we used feedback approaches such as self-talk, role reversal, and video modeling.